Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3 back with another kicking action figure review. We got 3 for the price of 1 today. Well, I paid full price for each of them, but 3 figures for the price of 1 review. It is the Power Rangers Beast Morpher Rangers. Blue, red, and yellow. Right. Wave 1 of the Beast Morphers line consisted of these 3, as well as Atronic and Cybervillain Blaze. I do have the Tronic and Cybervillain Blaze, but you won't see them in this review. I will compare them with the Rangers, however, in their review, which will be the very next review after this one. Stay tuned. I might even upload them both the same day, but we'll see. So, these are actually really cool, right? Hasbro did a good job. A nice, child-friendly 6-inch Power Ranger line. We haven't had anything like that since I was a kid. Bandai, or, you know, at least the last, like, really good Power Ranger line like this one was maybe, like, Jungle Fury. I didn't get any of those toys, but they have a rep for being pretty good. I don't know if Hasbro just did these so well because they're going all out on the line since it's their first year with the license, which is probably true, because these are better than their, like, Marvel toys for the kids and stuff. They aren't Marvel Legends quality. That's what the Lightning series is going to be for. Obviously, I can't do size comparisons of the Lightning series because I'm recording this before it's even out. But when the Lightning series does happen, I will compare these with them. I already have 3 of the Lightning series. 4, actually, pre-ordered, if you count Goldar. You can't find pre-orders for Zed, but here are the Rangers. Now, of course, red and blue have the same body, just different heads and paint jobs, and then yellow is her own figure. But she's female, so she has a different sculpt. So, let's show off red first. I mean, everyone always wants to see Red Ranger first, right? Hope we get a nice gold and silver as well, because those are in the show. I am watching Go Busters, by the way. What I like to do nowadays is when the Power Ranger show starts to air, I watch the Sentai version while the Power Ranger show is on, and then after I finish the Sentai, I start the Power Ranger show. So yeah, red is pretty cool. I mean, he's got a nice head sculpt, a nice metallic visor. The silver is really nice. I like their practical outfits. Takumi Sentai Go Buster is a really practical team. So that's cool. You know, you got the red plastic. You got paint on the joints. That'll probably wear off, but even if it does wear off, then it'll still be red, so it'd still be a correct color. Look how well the Morpher is painted. What? You would expect a single color from a line of this price, but no. It's fully painted. That's nice, dude. He looks real nice. And then, of course, blue looks exactly the same except for the head. So we'll show you a nice close-up of the head. Mine has a little scratch on the eye, which kind of bugs me, but still, you know, he's gorilla, so he's got a gorilla helmet. Some cool shades. And then, you know, just a quick look at his body, since, once again, same thing. Still has a good morpher. And now let's take a close look at yellow here. Another different head. Got her jackrabbit. I guess it's still a jackrabbit in America. I don't see why it wouldn't be. You know? She looks good, too. Fully painted morpher on her as well. Nice silver, really stands out. I like how this is 2 pieces. Well, it's 1 piece connected up here, but it, like lots of these skirts on other Power Ranger figures were only like split halfway down, and they were really hard plastic, so you couldn't get the legs to move. And we'll show you the legs in articulation after this. But that's already a really good sign, right? It already looks like it doesn't hinder as much as they used to. But you know, they always got to have a skirt. Can't show kids that camel toe, but you know, the dude bulge is fine. So, now we are going to do some articulation. These are fully painted on the back, by the way. I meant to say that, but I didn't. Fully painted on the back. What? $10 line that's fully painted on the back? Japan doesn't paint their Sentai Hero series on the back. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh. So, articulation. Female mold, side to side on the head. You got a wobble, you got up and down. That's a lot of head movement. Up and down on the arm, forward and back. Elbow bend, elbow rotation. Nothing on the wrist, sadly. I would have really liked something on the wrist. But I guess since we have that rotation there, it's livable. I wasn't expecting like an in and out like that, but I was expecting a side to side, and it's not there. Whatever. There's nothing really on the waist here, as you can see. And that doesn't really bother me, to be completely honest. You know, it's once again a $10 figure, so I'm not super worried about that. I'm actually surprised we have as much articulation as we do, because we do get in and out. It can come through the slit on the skirt, go in, and you can, good forward and back for playability, but the skirt, you know, posability might not be the best. But playability, great. These are great for kids, and I think they're really fun for adult collectors as well. You got a knee bend and rotation. And nothing on the foot, but I didn't really expect anything on the foot. I'm surprised we have this rotation, though, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, you know, she has a good amount of articulation. I quite like it. And now let's take a look at the articulation on the male mold. I'm just going to show you on red, because there's no point in showing you on red and blue. It's pretty much exactly the same, except it doesn't have the skirt hindering. But I'm going to show you the entirety anyways. Side to side, up and down. I feel like it doesn't go up and down as much as the female head, but I think that's just because of the head shape. You know, side to side, up and down on the arms, forward and back on the arms, elbow bend, elbow rotation, nothing on the waist, as I said, in and out on the legs, see, it does go farther than hers did, forward and back, and they stay in place easier. You know, he ain't got much, he has too much butt, but, see, hers comes back farther, see? He has too much butt, but she does not. And he does have the same, like, knee swivel and a knee bend. Of course. Now we're going to look at accessories for each ranger. They each have different accessories. First up, let's look at Blue. Alright, Blue. He comes with several things. First up, his Morph-X key. Each figure is going to come with one of these keys. Now, these are not in the Sentai. Alright, these are not in the Sentai. I think one of the reasons Sabin didn't adapt this Sentai is because, one, they sucked when the Neo Sabin era of Power Rangers sucked, and two, there wasn't really a gimmick in Go Busters. It was a very practical Sentai, as I already said, which I feel like is one of the reasons it probably didn't do as well as other Sentai, even though I think it's underrated because it's quite good. So Hasbro added these morph keys to the American version to give it kind of a gimmick, and it was a really good idea. I think it'll sell toys better now, and these will be great in my show. I really do think that they will. The Cybervillain Blaze key definitely is going to play a role in my show. Maybe not in Season 1, but definitely in Season 2. I'll fit it in Season 1 if I can, though. So yeah, that's his morph key. I would show you it in the Morpher, but once again, I do not have the Morpher. Actually, I don't think I mentioned I don't have the Morpher. I mentioned it in the collection update I did for these on my second channel, but I didn't mention it in this video, I don't think. So that's his key, and the things that the keys do also to give them some playability on the toys, snap them to the arm, and then they're like a sword, right? They're like a big blade. So that's pretty cool. So that way, if a kid has one of these, but his arm doesn't want to bend. That was a problem earlier, too. If a kid has one or more of these, but they can't really afford the Morpher, or their parents aren't willing to get them the, like, $30 Morpher, then they can still use these keys for something. So that's really nice. Nobody gets left out because you still have a use for the keys. That's cool. Good job, Hasbro. Good job. Ooh. He also comes with just some more generic weapons that you can use with him. Comes with this sword. All three Rangers come with the sword. It's painted very well. Look how well it's painted. Look how well it's painted. Why is it painted so well? That's nice. That's really cool. And he comes with the combination of the sword and the camera blaster. I don't know what they're called in Beast Morphers, but still. And I really like how they did that. So let's move Blue out of the way. We'll talk about Red. His accessories are almost exactly the same, but they do have differences. Of course, he has a different morph key. Everyone has their own morph key, even the villains. I like how the villains have morph keys. I think that's really cool, because then you can do lots of villain roleplay. You know, that's his morph key. If you've seen a review of the Morpher, I think one of the demo keys is his key, so that's that. Clips onto his arm as well. There's the clip. Fun stuff. He also comes with the sword. And this kind of Jaguar blaster. Now, if you want this Jaguar blaster as a toy, it's a Nerf gun, and it shoots Nerf darts, which I think is pretty cool. Because since Hasbro owns Nerf, now we can get a bunch of Power Rangers Nerf stuff. My friend Andrew is a big Nerf guy, so I'm going to see if he gets the Power Ranger stuff at all. But yeah, this is also a weapon that was not in the Sentai. This was not in the Sentai at all. But it is cool, right? I like it. It like spins. Well, this doesn't, but the weapon itself does. I think it's a cool weapon and a good choice, you know? Helps you sell more toys. These shows aren't cost effective to make, so they need to sell toys to stay alive. And now let's look at Yellow Go Buster. She comes with the sword, of course. All three come with the sword. And she has her own morph key. Ooh, these things are kind of tight. There's her morph key, Jackrabbit. Jago-Rabbito. And she comes with just the camera blaster, right? So, you can get the sword with all three, the camera blaster with her, and then the combo of the two with Blue. And then any of them can hold the camera blaster and use it. Any of them can hold the combo weapon and use it. And you can mix and match them. You can even have multiple swords with people. I have seen them do that in the Sentai, because they have just like a weapons rack. You know how in Toku it's kind of a trope that they pull weapons out of nowhere? Well, I always imagined that the weapons kind of materialized digitally, like they were teleported to them. And then Go Busters actually shows that. That's one of the cool things about Go Busters. They have the weapons teleported to them from the base. And since there are multiples of each weapon, they can dual wield and stuff. Go Busters was such a smart Sentai, man. It answered a lot of Sentai trope questions. And I just really loved it. But now we're going to get into some size comparisons, and I hope you will enjoy that. Now, you saw all three of these next to each other at the beginning of the review, so I feel like I don't need to show you them all together. And I don't need to show Blue up here at all, because once again, he and Red are the same mold. But here he is with Yellow, just in case you wanted to look at him full body. And she's actually pretty tall. She's as tall as both of them. So that's really cool. And as you know, the Lightning series has not been released at the time of recording this, as I mentioned earlier. But we do have the Bandai Legacy line. Here's the GameStop exclusive Bandai Legacy Armored Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. And since they're a cheaper line, you know, they're a little too short for him. Just a little too short for him. Maybe the yellow would be fine. But I'm just going to say the line in general, a little small for the Legacy 6-inch. But they scale with each other, though. First off, that's what's important. That's the most important thing. Now I'm going to show them with Bandai's smaller line, the Action Hero series, but it also no longer exists. Here's with another Mighty Morphin Red Ranger variant. Well, not a variant figure, but like a variant design. The evil one from the 25th anniversary special. And they're too big for that line. So you're really going to want this line to scale better with itself. And I want to show you the Sentai Hero series, but I don't have any. I pre-ordered all the Rio Soldiers, and but then I canceled that order, and I decided just to wait until the show is over to watch it, and wait for the American toys, because there's no way America's not going to adapt a dinosaur Sentai. And I have a couple others that are in my private warehouse on HobbyLink Japan that I haven't had shipped to me yet. So I don't have any in person, but I have bought some. So instead I'm going to show you a Rider Hero series figure. And to compensate for not showing you the villains from this wave until the next review, I am going to show you a Kamen Rider villain. Kamen Rider Omazio. And as you can see, also too big. These scale well with those Legacy Rangers, though. So if you want to have a Superhero Tyson playtime, that'd be good. I think I'm going to watch Superhero Tyson right after I'm done with this review, actually. I haven't seen that movie in forever. So, what are my final thoughts on the Power Rangers Beast Morpher Rangers from Hasbro Like, good job, Hasbro. I like these. I like these a lot. You know, they move well enough. They're great for playtime. Still cool for adult collectors. If you like collecting all the gimmick toys, you know, I feel like these are a fun selling point, but they're not the major selling point, you know? I like how they made them also blades for the Rangers. Just in case a kid can't afford the Morpher, or you can't afford the Morpher, you still have playability and displayability with them. And that's awesome! That's so cool! How smart of Hasbro to do that. These are articulated well. They have good accessories that are painted well. This is a good line so far, and I cannot wait to open my villains. So that's it. Thank you all once again for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I will be seeing you all next time when we review the Tronic and Cyber Villain Blaze.